He's accused of slashing a store employee's face with a knife, and tonight that man is in jail facing charges of assault.
We're tracking a potent cold front into the Commonwealth for your Monday. This could spark some strong and even severe thunderstorms as we head into the afternoon and evening. I'll give you the latest forecast coming up.
Beating us until we'd tell them what we had.
Several people were assaulted in a violent home invasion last night. We'll have the latest on that investigation coming up.
Tracking, alerting, protecting. This is WKYT News at 6.
Officers arrest a man they say slashed a Kroger employee's face. Thanks for watching WKYT. I'm Kristen Kennedy. This afternoon, police arrested Michael Buckner for an incident that happened yesterday morning. He's accused of stealing a cart full of items from the Kroger on Bryan Station Road. And officers say when an employee asked to see his receipt, he cut her face. WKYT's Sean Moody is tracking the investigation out of Lexington. He has our top story at 6.
Lexington police arrested that man this morning on an unrelated warrant. They brought him down here to police headquarters for more questioning. Police arrested Michael Buckner this morning at a house along Checkerberry Drive in Lexington. He's charged with assault, robbery, and tampering with physical evidence. Those charges stem from an incident early Saturday morning at the Bryan Station Kroger. Police say just before 2 a.m. Saturday, a Kroger employee tried to detain a suspected shoplifter, seen in these surveillance pictures, when the suspect slashed her across the face with a knife. This morning, police said they got information that the man from the surveillance video might be in the Checkerberry Drive area. Police said Buckner and his truck matched the description they got from that surveillance video, and they arrested him on an outstanding warrant. They said he surrendered to them peacefully before being taken downtown for questioning. He's now in the Fayette County Detention Center. In Lexington, Sean Moody, WKYT.
Police said the employee's injury was serious. We do not know how she's doing today. We've had a pretty hot and humid Mother's Day. Temperatures are making this Sunday feel a lot more like a day of summer than spring. WKYT meteorologist Jim Caldwell is tracking some severe weather for the start of the work week. And Jim, those storms could cool things down?
Yeah, we could be going back to where we should be this time of year once this system passes us by. But the problem is we could get in on a little bit of firework activity as we go through that transition. Out there now, though, on Defender, things are pretty quiet. We have been tracking a few isolated showers and thunderstorms through parts of southeastern Kentucky, and it looks like maybe even one more just popped right there on the Wayne-McCrary County line, and that will continue to work its way off toward the north. And we have been tracking some showers and storms just out to our west as well. All kinds of energy out there. One round of thunderstorms closing in on the folks there in western Kentucky. This energy overall will start to shift a little more toward the east as we go into the day tomorrow, and that could enhance our chances of seeing some strong and severe thunderstorms during the afternoon and into the evening hours. Maybe a line, maybe a couple of waves of energy coming at us. So we look at our 3-day threat track. We talked about this yesterday, had it in moderate category. Now looking a little more convincing that we will certainly get in on some of those thunderstorms that could produce damaging wind, large hail, and you can't rule out an isolated tornado either. But beyond that, things look a whole lot better, but we have to get through that. And I will track it in here hour by hour, coming up for you here in just a few minutes.
Tonight, Kentucky State Police are investigating an officer-involved shooting in Nelson County. Around 9 this morning on Parkway Drive, Bardstown police started chasing a man who they say stole a car. Witnesses say the driver started ramming police cruisers and even tried to run over the officers. WKYT's Sam Smith is in Bardstown talking with the police chief.
Behind me is Parkway Drive. It's just off the Bluegrass Parkway, and it's where police say everything happened. It was around 9 a.m. when Bardstown police made a traffic stop. They say the suspect tried to drive off. Officers from the police department and deputies from the sheriff's office followed. They say the vehicle the suspect was driving was stolen. Police say the suspect rammed into the officers' cruisers, trying to run them over. The suspect was shot and airlifted to the University of Louisville Hospital. His condition is unknown. I'm told the suspect was undergoing surgery at last check. The police chief says one Bardstown officer and one Nelson County Sheriff's deputy were involved in this shooting. 3 police cruisers were completely destroyed as a result of all this, and 3 officers were injured.
All the officers, fortunately, are all minor injuries. They've all been treated and released and home relaxing right now, best that they can.
Kentucky State Police are leading this investigation and they'll decide the charges. In Bardstown, Sam Smith, WKYT.
3 officers are on administrative leave. Several people in Lexington woke up to a very scary situation this morning. Officers say 4 men broke into a home on Nicholasville Road around 4 a.m. and assaulted the individuals inside. Hillary Thornton is talking to one of the victims who now plans on moving.
That violent home invasion happened on what neighbors tell us is typically a quiet street, but now last night's events have the victims looking for a new place to live.
Wake up to my door getting kicked in, and someone that had my friend wrapped around, gun to his head, put a gun to my head, told me and my girlfriend to go to the back room and pistol whip me, hit me with a shotgun. Just beating us until we would tell them what we had.
Police say once the 4 intruders made their way into the home, they immediately began demanding cash.
I mean, I prayed to God last night for forgiveness. I mean, I was just kind of pretty sure that we were all going to go. I mean, they were going to tell us, like, if we didn't give them any money, that they were going to start killing us. I mean, we didn't have anything.
Will Weaver says he and the 5 others who were in the home were held in the back room for about an hour while the suspects continued to threaten and hit them, while also threatening and hitting their dogs.
Best to describe it is just savage, just purely savageness.
He says they got away with cell phones, a TV, Xbox, and several sets of keys.
I mean, they took the keys to this car, that car. There's a scooter here too. They didn't take any of it, which I don't get.
He says they did try to take one car, but quickly crashed it into a garbage can and then ran away.
We're all lucky to be here. We really are.
After going through all of this and having threats made that he says he cannot even repeat, Weaver is now finding a new place to live.
If it was that easy for them to get in my house, who knows if they can come back and finish the job, you know. So I want out.
Weaver says they were never able to get a good look at the suspects because of those masks, but he does believe they are between the ages of 18 and 20 years old. In Lexington, Hillary Thornton, WKYT.
And investigators are still trying to figure out if the robbery was random or a targeted attack. A man in Lexington is recovering after someone shot him early this morning. Police say a fight broke out in the parking lot of Buster's Billiards on Manchester Road. Officers say the victim was across the street walking to his car when the bullet hit him. Crews did rush him to UK Hospital and he is expected to be okay. We now know the name of the man killed in a crash in Estill County. Kentucky State Police say 54-year-old Chester Harrison was driving down Millers Creek Road last night when he ran off the road and flipped his truck. Troopers say he was not wearing a seatbelt and alcohol may have played a role in that deadly crash. A man is in jail tonight in Richmond, accused of assaulting a woman and threatening an officer. Richmond police arrested Charles Kavanaugh this morning. We're told an officer heard a woman screaming for help. The woman told police Kavanaugh was her boyfriend and that he was choking her and would not let her leave the house. She says he also tried to flip a bed that had a 2-year-old lying in it. When the officer tried to arrest Kavanaugh, he says Kavanaugh threatened that he would kill him. A furniture store in Hardin County went up in flames this weekend. 8 fire departments went out to the fire at Lord Company. At one point, the flames were so big, the sheriff's office asked people to stay away from the downtown area. We're told the fire even damaged another building nearby. A couple of firefighters had to be treated for minor injuries. We have a traffic alert to pass along to you tonight. This one on the south side of the University of Kentucky. Much of Alumni Drive between Tates Creek and Nicholasville Road is now closed and will be that way through the summer. WKYT's Jordan Valines is tracking the changes you can expect to see this fall.
It's a stretch of road that thousands of people travel on every single day, but starting today and lasting until September 1st, the stretch of Alumni Drive between Tates Creek Road and Nicholasville Road will be shut down due to construction. The project will include the addition of 2 roundabouts, one of which will be placed at the intersection of College Way Drive and Alumni. The other will be at the intersection of University Drive and Alumni. These additions are expected to help traffic flow to both Commonwealth Stadium and the Arboretum. This week, Governor Steve Beshear said that once this construction project is finished, all travelers along Alumni will enjoy a safer trip. He also said this project will improve safety and encourage citizens to enjoy the recreational spaces within the city. Today we talked with folks at the Arboretum to see what they think about the upcoming construction project.
It's going to impact a lot of things. I mean, college students most of all, I would think, you know, fall semester, stuff like that.
Officials say that throughout the project, there will still be access to the Arboretum and also to the Lexington Senior Citizens Center. In Lexington, Jordan Valines, WKYT.
The construction project will also include the addition of new entrances to Commonwealth Stadium. There's another major road construction project scheduled to start tonight. Crews will be working on the intersection of Man-O-War and Harrodsburg Road. They're expecting all 4 southeastbound lanes of Man-O-War to extend about 400 feet. Road crews say there will be detours set up for the next 2 weeks past the Harrodsburg Road intersection at Gladman Way.